Oh yeah, my mic was muted. Good morning, everybody. Good morning from wherever you're watching us from, all over the world. It's so excited. I'm so excited to be here and to have you again for the second day of the Trailblazers Summit. I figure that many people have still not joined, and this is one thing about Africans. We like to do African time a lot, but we'll start immediately. Thankfully, this session is being recorded, and we believe that for as many people that might not be able to join, and I can even say that 95% of our audience will watch this recording afterwards, because I got calls yesterday, a lot of people saying, and messages, a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm a redemption camp. I'm here and I'm stuck," and the like. So it's good that we are recording it. A lot of people get to watch it later. A lot of people get to participate. But for you that, if you are connected right now, you are our you are our priority. And yeah, welcome Joshua, welcome Augustina, Oluwatomisin, you're welcome. And I'm so excited because today promises to be another insightful. Let me ask, how was yesterday? If you participated yesterday, how was yesterday? Hope you found the sessions insightful. And like I always say, it's not just about what we are learning, it's about what we are going to do about what we are learning. So it's not just about coming here, filling your mind up with knowledge, but it's essentially about what we are going to do, about what you have learned so far. So I'm glad to have you guys here again. We are going straight into it. In the next 1 minute, we'll be having our first speaker for today. Today, we'll be having 3 sessions, 2 talk sessions and 1 panel session. And let me just say, just in case you were not around yesterday, this is the Trailblazer Summit hosted by the African Youth Development Group. And the African Youth Development Group is here to encourage, equip, and establish young people with the resources that they need. Not just words, not just seminars, but also financial resources and every other resource that they need to transform Africa into the global powerhouse of the future. And we've been doing this for a while now, and we believe strongly that you will be one of the beneficiaries. So another thing we'll be doing as the day goes on is, please, if you are here and you have a business idea you would like to pitch, you can always send a message, drop your comments on the group chat. We'll follow you up, and there'll be an opportunity for you to just pitch for a few minutes. Everybody's going to watch you. You drop your pitch, and then we'll let you know if you actually, you'll be rewarded with something from the African Development Group. That's exciting. So let me read the bio of our first speaker for today, Veronica Aino. And I'm so excited because Veronica is somebody that I used to look at from afar, and I'm like, oh my God, see this lady, superwoman, doing mighty stuff, and she's someone who inspires me a lot. Veronica is a Nigerian lawyer, particularly interested in the finance services industry, law, and technology. She believes that leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence. She is extremely driven by the ability to help young people add value to themselves and others. This is why she's currently building capacity in youth talent development through her role as the Chief Operating Officer at Grodiant, a platform for providing students with insights, opportunities, and tools to achieve professional and personal development. She's enthusiastic about climate action and consistently seeks opportunities towards a greener world. Sorry, give me a minute. Our goal in the short term is to gainfully combine our various interests in achieving a sustainable world. She hopes to inspire young Black people all over the world to see that they are limitless. Sorry. If your hands are not too busy, please help me welcome Veronica Aino. Veronica, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you too? It's so good to have you on board. I'm so excited.
I'm happy to be here as well. I'm super excited about this
Yeah.
opportunity to
Ha-
speak this morning.
Yeah. Happy International Youth Day too is in areas now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the recognition to it was such an honor to have my name on the list yesterday. I was like,
No problem. So let me allow you make your presentation. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. So I won't be using the slides anymore. I was supposed to use my slides, but I changed my mind. So I'm going to be speaking. And today, if you notice, I'm actually standing because I feel like that's a better way to express myself. So the topic for today, or the topic that I have been assigned, is youth led social change. And I think it's an interesting topic. Well, before I go into the topic, I'd like to describe myself in 5 words: faith, fashion, finesse, finance, and phenomenal. Faith, because I believe in God and I'm a big fan of Jesus. I'm a big Jesus advocate. Fashion, because I have great style. Finesse, because I apply finesse in everything I do. Finance, because I work in finance, as you might probably know. And phenomenal, because I am unbelievably great at everything that I do. I'm also a climate enthusiast, as you might have heard in my bio today. And I'll be speaking to you this morning about youth led social change. There are so many things that we can do as youth today to make a difference. But unfortunately, the society we live in today has made it very difficult for us to drive social impact. Today, we hear about the atrocities committed by our politicians in Africa, and we are discouraged. Many of us do not care, and honestly, I cannot blame us anymore for not caring. It is a society that we find ourselves in. To put my talk today in context, I'll share the story of some inspiring young people in the world, some of whom are Africans, and this would help us understand what I mean or where I'm coming from when I talk about driving social change as young people. And the first person that comes to mind anytime I think about a young person driving change is Malala Yousafzai. She has now become a worldwide legend, and she is the youngest Nobel Prize winner. And it's also important that we remember that she has courageously fought for activism, for education, for women's rights, and she started this when she was really young. From her memoir, we realized that that book is so important for young people, teens, and everyone to read because she has advocated for young people in so many ways, and she keeps driving social change today. Another person that comes to mind is Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg has won Person of the Year a couple of times, and she has become a household name when it comes to environmental activism. And she started a movement to fight climate change with a protest that inspired millions of students. And since then, she has gone to speak at the United Nations and converse with world leaders. Bringing it home to us, we have so many young Africans who are driving social change. Yesterday, we saw a list of 30 most inspiring young people, one of whom I was on that list. But the point is, these are people who are doing something in their society, doing something in their community to benefit not just themselves, but to benefit everybody. One good example is I'm not going to use that list, who is currently the CEO of Alt Africa, Alt School Africa, and he focuses on providing tech skills to young Nigerians almost for free and empowering them. And it's so inspiring to see because if you hear about his story, this is someone who comes from a very economically disadvantaged background. He at some point dropped out of university. At some point he had to work, do odd jobs just to survive, and today he is the CEO of a company that is providing tech skills to young people. Another interesting person that drives social change is Dr. Cassandra Akinde. She is currently the team lead of Neo Child Initiative, and she focuses on bringing basic health facilities and education to underserved communities in Nigeria. And she keeps on carrying out projects and continues to come up with initiatives to make medical services accessible to young people. Another interesting person that I personally am a fan of is Dr. Chinonso Egemba, who we all know as a Aproko doctor. He is he works towards reorienting and correcting the wrong impression among Nigerian youth today on public health issues. And so every day he posts skits on Instagram and on Twitter that are very relatable and educational. And these videos that he posts help to educate and reorient people's mindset on health related matters, and he's actually carrying out serious public health education just by doing what he does. We also have skit makers like Tauma, Mr. Macaroni. They make us laugh, but they still drive home important messages. For example, in recent times, we've seen Mr. Macaroni encouraging youth participation in politics and trying encouraging youth to get their PVC. Now, what do these people have in common? These people started small, and they started from their immediate environment. And another important thing that they have in common is that they have remained consistent. For me, I don't think I've done anything that is groundbreaking, but I try my best to contribute to the little things that I believe are important to my world today. I believe I am in a privileged position, and I believe I'm where I am today is because I have access to information, I have exposure, and in today's world, information and exposure is so key to making an impact and to getting yourself to the next level. And I realized that many young people have what it takes to survive in the university system, but they don't have the exposure that will make them globally relevant. And so when I realized that we have so many people who are book smart, but when you put them into the employment market, they don't have what it takes to thrive there because they have not developed certain skills that you do not learn in the university. For example, networking skills. You don't learn this in university. No course teaches you this. And also, some many young people are book smart, but they're not street smart. Many people don't even know that as a young person who went to a university in Africa, you can get international opportunities. Many people believe that with your African degree, you're only relevant in Africa. And so realizing this, my friend and I decided to found an organization that provides insights and opportunities to young Africans. And currently we have a podcast, which is one of our many initiatives, which is the Growth Podcast. And on our podcast, we invite young Africans who we consider to be outstanding in their fields, and they share their stories. And more importantly, they share how they got where they are so that our listeners can know that their version of success is attainable. And so, Gradients and my podcast generally has touched many lives today, and many young people have been inspired to do amazing things. Many of the recognitions that I got today is not because one day I decided to carry out one project. Not no single project that I have put together has brought me where I am today. It is a contribution of the little things that I contribute here and there, the little things that I do here and there that has brought me to where I am today. And when I talk about youth leading social change today, I don't want you to think about that big thing that you can do. I want you to think about the little things you can contribute as a young person to the society today. I want you to think about the small thing that you can contribute in your immediate environment that with consistency will become a big thing. Because the mistake all of us make sometimes when I have conversations with young people is that they feel like they need to do something groundbreaking before they can, achieve something big, or before they can get the recognition that they deserve. No, sometimes it begins with those little projects that you do in your society. But before I delve deep into youth led social change, I believe it's important for us to understand what change means. And I'm going to go with a basic definition of change. Change is basically an act or process through which something becomes different. And how can the youth lead social change? I know we are here to learn about youth led social change, but before we can lead change in society, like I said, we need to lead change in ourselves first. And what I and this is what I call self leadership. Self leadership means having a sense of who you are, what you can do, and where you are going. It is your ability to influence communication, emotions, and behaviors. And in short, it basically means taking charge of yourself. And you cannot take charge of yourself if you are not self aware. You need to be self aware to be able to build others. And I love the quote that says, you cannot pour from an empty bucket. So you need to be able to lead yourself first, emancipate yourself first, know a lot about yourself first before you can talk about leading others. And self leadership involves taking responsibility for your actions when you realize that you are the driver and not the passenger of your life. You see things differently. And when you see things differently, you can then go ahead to lead others. And so it's so important that as young people, we take our time to understand ourselves, reorient our mindset before we can now go ahead to contribute to our society. And for example, when I talk about reorienting your mindset, some people believe that only families can access certain opportunities, but this is not true. And so people like this need to reorient their mindset. And for example, when I talk about reorienting your mindset, and then yesterday I was talking to my friend about this whole thing of reorienting mindset, and he asked me, how do I think we can change our mindset? Because if it's your mindset is there and he's like, oh, what can you do to change something that is already there? And I told him, there are so many things that you can do. said through social media. And I told you,
So I think we lost Veronica. We lost Veronica due to bad network connection, but hopefully she'll join us. I'll reach out to her and then she'll join us very soon. Let me quickly remind us of the fact that we can actually still drop our questions. If you have questions, you can send in your questions via the comment section. You are welcome, Mr. Temitokwe or Miss Temitokwe. Joshua, you're welcome. Let's wait for Veronica to join in 2 minutes. We hope that the network connection gets better by that time. Okay, so Veronica is working to come back on, but while we wait for her for the next few minutes, um, like I said, you can ask questions. And one of the highlights of what Veronica said, like that I find very interesting, is the fact that change starts from the little things. You don't have to wait till you become the giant before you can actually. Okay, Veronica is back. So please, let's keep engaging. Let's keep involving ourselves in the conversation. Um, Hope you are finding it interesting so far. Veronica, welcome.
thank you. I don't know what happened to my internet. I always brag about how great my internet is ever since I left Nigeria, and then boom, I was humbled today. Anyways, apologies for that. I had a small internet glitch, but I'm back, and hopefully I'm back better. So I don't know where it cut me off, but I was talking about how um implementing change in your after changing yourself, you can implement change in your immediate environment. Some people are made to solve big problems, but others are only made to solve little problems. And I always like to say it's the little things. As a student, for example, if you have an opportunity to serve your peers by doing anything, by solving a little problem for your class, by serving as your class rep, by serving at the student union government level, and not just occupying these positions, but also helping to implement change through those positions. Those things go a long way. And these little things are what build up into the big things. Imagine every young person cared. Imagine if every young person actually went out to get their PVC. Imagine if every young person actually did something to make Nigeria better. Imagine if every young person who had a great idea is motivated enough to want to push their idea into the market and solve societal problems. The richest people in the world are not necessarily the people who are working corporate jobs. They are entrepreneurs. They are people who saw a problem and decided to develop a solution to the problem. And so when we talk about youth-led social change, it begins with the little things. But these people that are solving big world problems today, people like Malala, they started small. Malala started when she was 18, and and Sorry, I saw a comment that distracted me. Malala started when she was a teen, and she at some point she had to. She wasn't even sure if she was ever going to go back to school. And when she was leading activism, she got shot. Now, I'm not saying you should, when they are protesting, you should be the one that will go to the front and say, "Shoot me so that I can be a hero." No, no, not everybody will be the hero in the Malala sense. In fact, not all of us can win Nobel prizes, but all of us can contribute to the little things. For example, if you are interested in solving a climate related problem, you can start a project that has to do with cleaning up your society, cleaning up your environment. Now, you might say, oh, environmental cleanup is a dirty job, but this is a project that is important because we need it a lot in Africa. It is also something that does not require funds. All you need to do is to put yourselves together, put your friends together, and go and do a cleanup project. You can go and clean up the beach to save the environment. These are little things that you can do. And if you are interested in public health education, put your doctor friends together, go to a rural community, educate them. These are projects that don't really require so much funds. But we see young people today who do not know how to go about it. I'll tell you that if you do not know how to go about it, I think all you need to do is to go online. There are so many NGOs that you can join. You don't have to be the head of the NGO. You can just be a volunteer at the NGO and just think about something that is an actual problem. Think about what you want to do as a young person to contribute to solving the problem. And then from there, you can go ahead to ask yourself how you want to go about solving the problem. And for many people, they just want to do huge projects, but they've not done the minor one. The huge projects will happen, but you need to start with the small ones. And so when it comes to funding the huge projects, because you have something to build upon, you are in a better position to sell yourself to investors, to donors, and even to individuals that want to contribute to your project or to your startup idea or whatever it is. So think about your change from the point of view of service. Not Don't think about what you will gain first. Think about what you can give first, and then your gains will come naturally. Because like I said before, the entrepreneurs who make the most money are the people who are able to solve problems. And so as a young person, if you are solving a problem in the society, you are leading social change, and then money will follow, money will come. And you just need to take time to build a solid product that truly solves problem. And I don't want to spend so much time trying to explain examples of products that can actually solve problems, because in Africa we have resources, but we also have problems. We have so many problems that if you just pick up one thing. And a good example is when I was in uni, for example, I realized that young girls wanted to slay in quotes, but they didn't have the resources to slay. And so I also realized that there is this thing in our society where people wear a clothes and they don't want to wear it again. For example, this dress that I'm putting on, if I wear it and I post it on Instagram, and then I just feel like, oh, because I posted it on Instagram, the clothes has expired. Like, oh, you can wear it, but you won't want to post it again, right? So I realized that, okay, why not create a platform where people can exchange dresses or rentals dresses? And I did it, and it became a successful business when I was in university. And so this is just one of the many little things that I've done um in the past, just to ensure that just to solve a problem in my society. And people keyed into that idea. People Girls wanted the dresses. People who had dresses that they were not using again made money off their dresses, and it was a win-win for everyone. And of course, I got my commission. I also made money from that idea. So think about something in your society. Think about a problem in your society. It can be that, oh, in this community, women, a lot of women are not empowered. They do not have jobs. Think about how you can teach them skills that will help them, empower themselves. Think about how you can help um young people in schools, provide them with resources. And when I say resources, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to spend money. Some people need books. Some schools, public schools, do not have books. Children in public school do not have books. And we have so many people who have books lying in their shelves at home that they will never open. Why not gather these books and go and donate them? These are projects. Now, that for me is even a big project because you are helping a child, you are educating a child. You do not have to do anything so grand before you can say you have done something. And also, today we have 17 SDGs. Think about one of the SDGs that you think you are passionate about, and think about how you can do something around that SDG. I'd also like to take some time to touch on political participation for young people. Young people today do not want to participate in politics. Young people today think politics is a dirty game, and honestly, I do not blame you because we see what politicians do. We see a lot of things today in Africa, and so I do not blame any young person that is trying to find their way out. Because even I, that I'm speaking to you, I'm not speaking to you from Nigeria. I'm speaking to you from the United Kingdom, and so but we still have people who are so passionate about politics, but they have made it seem so bad that we do not want to we don't want to associate our names with that. But as young people, we are the leaders of tomorrow, regardless of what our politicians have made it seem like. We are the leaders of tomorrow, and they need us to make this country better. And so if you are the person that wants to implement change through politics, I just want to encourage you to participate in politics. And your participation in politics begins by getting your PVC. So please, if you have not gotten your PVC, please do. I also have my PVC, by the way, and it's valid. And so you should try to get your PVC. Participate, go out and vote, because. And then I would end by saying that we all cannot be Malala. We all will not be Greta Thunberg. We all will not be Tunde Onokoya, the chest to slum guy. We all will not be the big names. We all cannot be Aproko Doctor, but we can contribute our little quota towards a better Africa. And so today I want you to ask yourself, what can I do differently? How can I contribute my quota to social impact? And I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes from my high school English teacher. Little things are little things, but faithfulness in a little thing is a great thing. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much, Veronica. I'm so excited. And the session has been, I don't know, I feel like people have questions, but okay, due to timing and
Oh, yeah.
everything. So if you have any question, just quickly send it in if you have any questions so that Veronica can attend to it before she leaves. If you have any questions, please do that. And I'd like to say, for more of this, is just a tip of the iceberg. I mean, 30 minutes is not even enough for Veronica to, oh my God, like, and it's just like I'm so inspired right now. The major key takeaway for me would be, it doesn't have to be until you have the $1 billion before you can actually start making social change. You can actually start from where you are. There's this thing I like to say. It is, when the desirable is not available, make the available desirable. It's something that can actually really, really help every young person. So I don't think anybody, or maybe they are shy to send in their questions because I'm not seeing any comments for a question here. Um, Veronica, thank you so much. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you for sharing with us how we can actually make meaningful impact and social change. And we believe that we will not recover from this anytime soon. And you will hear from us, you will hear from the participant. And for those that will be watching the replay of this event, yes, please, you can always follow Veronica on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, um, Instagram, Facebook, and you get to see her fashion, finesse, faith, finance, and her, sorry, her phenomenal content. Thank you so much, Veronica. You you've helped us today, and we are really, really, really glad. So moving on to the next session, it's going to be a panel session, and I'll be moderating the panel session. Please, like I said, I'll keep reminding us, you can follow I think we are streaming live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, African Youth Development Group on Facebook, African Youth Development Group on YouTube. I think on LinkedIn, you're streaming live on my platform, which is Emmanuel Kilani. You can do well to follow us. And I'll be introducing our next speakers. Let me introduce the first person. Please give me a minute. Our next speaker is part of the panel session, Stephen Lawyer, and the topic we'll be considering youth talent development. Please, if you still have questions from yesterday, you can also send them in. And what I would do is I'll try to see how I can send the questions to our speakers, even to Veronica. I would send the questions to them. So, Stephen Lawyer. Stephen Lawyer is an award-winning educator, a personal branding coach, and author of one of the most read books by undergraduates in Nigeria. And the title of the book is The Scam: Things You Were Not Told About School. He's one of the most interesting and inspiring young people you would ever meet. Notable for his unrivaled passion for quality education, he has a proven track record of excellence as an educational innovator with a knack for identifying anomalies in the educational sector and preferring innovative solutions to them. As a personal branding coach, Stephen offers practical branding strategies that helps entrepreneurs, executives, and job seekers build stronger personal, team, and business brands and become outstanding thought leaders. In the education space, Stephen is known for his commitment in helping university students have a better university experience and become highly skilled graduates ready for the job market. He does this through his constant personal engagement with university students in Nigeria and West Africa, and his organization, the Scam Project. Join me. My God, English is so hard. Join me as we welcome Stephen Lawyer. Good,
Hi,
good
good morning, everyone.
morning.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can. We can hear you, Stephen.
Okay, sorry, I'm on a moving train, but I have to show up regardless of how the situation is right now. And kudos to you and your team for that. I want to say thank you for also inviting me to join your session this morning.
Thank you so much, sir.
Without taking much time, I think we should just eat the open road. I'm excited about the conversation we're going to have today.
Okay. Let me welcome our next panelist. Please, I'm trying to navigate these bios. Forgive me. Our next panelist, she's a social a social impact advocate whose work has received recognition. Please give me a minute. All right. So Miriam Ashimi is a community developer and a social innovator with passion for girl-child empowerment, environmental sustainability, and personal development. She's the founder of Lilypad Projects, an initiative set out to eradicate period poverty by promoting the use of reusable sanitary pads across Nigeria. Miriam is also a co-founder of a faith-based platform, Emotion, to raise sexually empowered women. She's a recent graduate of Materials and Metallurgical Engineering at University of Ilorin, Kwara State, with a diploma in Metallurgical Engineering at Yaba College of Technology. She has acquired various certifications in environmental sustainability, business management, and community service. She has also had the privilege to attend engineering-related research conferences in the UK. Miriam has collaborated with several teams to empower over 1,000 girls in the last 2 years by partnering and volunteering with NGOs. I'm so excited to welcome on board Miriam Ashimi. You're welcome, Miriam.
Hi, Miriam. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to have you on board. Our moderator for this session actually has to be absent, so I'll take over with handling the panel session. And the topic for the panel session is youth talent development and maximization. So we are considering how how youth talent can be maximized and developed at the end of the day. So I'll start with the first question, but let me give context to the question, right? So in Africa, my first question would be in Nigeria, let me say, for example, we see, I'll take it from the tech perspective. We'll talk about the tech perspective, the non-tech perspective, and a general overview. So from the tech perspectives, we see that a lot of young people, they are migrating, Jackpa, they are leaving the country. And these people are talented people. So taking it from talent development, we can say Nigeria is very talented. We have a lot of youth talents scattered across the country. So let me start from Miriam. What is your what would you say is wrong, and how do you think we can address it?
Okay. Um, I would say that first of all, I would like to say labor is mobile, and if you find out or you know that you're skilled, you're free to move. Like there's no policy, there's no rule that stop people from moving. And you find out that when people realize that they have opportunities in developed countries, that's where the passion and the encouragement to jackpot comes in. And also, when people leave Nigeria or leave African countries, not everyone have the motive of leaving completely, like permanently moving. Do you get? So some people move to probably study abroad, take a course, attend a conference, or whatever it is you're going there to do. And some people eventually leave Nigeria to with the motive of jackpot. And for some reasons, in some of these developed countries, you cannot stay permanently because of visa issues and some of these and so many other challenges. Now, because of the opportunities available in developed countries and how there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of things to learn compared to how there's so many restrictions in Nigeria. So this affects how people leave Nigeria. For example, let me use the case of Elon Musk, for example. Elon Musk is also an immigrant, right? He migrated from South Africa, he's from South Africa, and from his process and all that he has been through, he has been able to make global impact. So it depends on individual motives and your reason for leaving the country. Many people that leave Nigeria to go to the US, to go to the UK, for some reasons cannot stay for so long. For example, you see whereby countries like the UK have policies that support doctors. You see so many Nigerian doctors leaving Nigeria to study, to work in the UK. And you see that Nigerian hospitals are understaffed now. The UK need doctors. There are policies that encourages, like you can move with your family. Recently, I think about 2 months ago, the UK released a policy that if you graduate from one of the, I think from like top 100 universities in the world, you can come to the UK without any job. Like you don't have any job, you just automatically get a visa to come to the UK. You are assured of because they want talent, and that's talent migration. That's talent exportation. People are moving. Why? Because they see opportunities. Talents are moving from underdeveloped countries going to countries that there are better opportunities for them. So it also depends on your motive. People go to developed countries. See, there's no how you go to developed countries. And if you do not have the opportunity to stay for too long, maybe due to visa issues, and you have a passion for the community, and you come back, you will definitely spot a difference. Like there's no way you would go there and not spot a difference to come back to your own country to make impact. So it's not just about jackpot. Most people jackpot. That's what we know. But sometimes they cannot just stay because of different reasons.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I think I want us to backtrack a little. My next question would be to Stephen, and I really want us to backtrack. You can actually add if you have something to add, but I want us to backtrack a little to somebody who is watching us and probably is asking, so how can I even identify these people? They just started talking about talents. How can I identify what my talent is? How can I develop it to become globally relevant? For example, a doctor just didn't become a doctor. There are global opportunities for doctors, or maybe people who are skilled. Let's use the word skilled. Skilled people, talented people all over the world, doctors, tech people, entertainers, great people. So how can I identify my talent?
All right. All right. Thank you very much for that question, Emmanuel. And thank you, Miriam, for starting off with this conversation. First, before I go further, I'd like to say that I'm not sure Miriam recognizes me, but we attended the same
I
secondary
think I
school.
think
Which is
Steven
for,
is having network.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, we attended the same secondary school, Winston College, if you can remember. I think, yes. You were, I think you were a year or so, 2 years, 2 years ahead of me, so I could still remember vividly. Yes, yes, yes. So nice to meet you here again. Okay. So let me answer the
Yes, we
question.
can hear you now.
Let me answer the question, right? What is talent in the first place? What is talent in the first place? I think that's where many people find it difficult to say, to understand and identify what talent is. You hear people say, "I don't know my talent. I don't have a talent." The truth is, see, I've interacted with a lot of young people across Nigeria and the world, and one thing I can say for sure is we are all blessed with gifts and talent. Now, talent in its latent state or in its very raw state is just a potential that is waiting to be discovered. Okay, and there are many indications to what can determine what your talent is as a young person, starting from what you do, what you enjoy doing, what you spend time doing, and most times those things will now morph up to what you want to choose as a career path most times. Okay, but one of the things I've discovered is that we tend not to to notice those things that we enjoy doing the most. For instance, as a young person growing up, as a child, you discover that there are some things you just do effortlessly. You enjoy doing, you love drawing, you love painting, you love attending to people. When you see a child who loves carrying baby around, that child has that knack already to take care of someone. Okay, so that child likely want to be in the earth, the care industry. Okay, when you see a child who's very artistic, that child, even if that person doesn't become a painter, but that person would, those would be indicators to what that person's talent is. For instance, as a young person, I love artistic stuff. I love drawing. I love painting. Even if I'm not a painter right now, but they go into they play into what I do right now, like a the creative industry, coaching industry, and they've shaped who I am today. So there are indications that there are things you love doing, okay, and over time when you study those things and you identify them, they would now go into what you now say as talent.
Yeah.
Nobody just um, you're not born with medicine or surgery or being a lawyer. As a matter of fact, if one of the things I do tell people is, if there wasn't a profession called medicine, what would you be doing? Okay, so it is already in us that these traces would now morph into something. I can be artistic, but doesn't mean I have to be a painter. For instance, one of the things I found out about Steve Jobs is that Steve Jobs loves designing, and he's not a painter. He loves collecting artifacts and art. But look at how he channeled it into designing the iPhone. Okay, so those are indications to what your talent can be. So if you're a young person right now and you've not discovered your talent or what you love doing, try to look at what you love doing the most, what you have knack for, what you do effortlessly, what you just do without thinking about it twice, without people. What do people say? "Ah, this guy is just good at this thing. You just might be speaking, you just might be helping people, you just might be just thinking creatively to solve problems. If you can identify those things and write them down, you can channel them into what you call your talent and do them effortlessly. And after you've discovered those parts, you can now go and build skills around it. It's not enough to just have talent. You can take it a step further by building core competencies around it. For instance, a child who loves taking care of people cannot just wake up and say, "I'm a doctor." That person has to he has to take go to science line, then study medicine for 6 to 7 years and be a medical doctor. likewise nursing. So whatever your talent is or whatever you're good at, try to shape a skill around it and take up a course around it, get certified, get all the required skills, then it would now pave it for you so that your skill or talent will now be in demand in the marketplace. That's why the doctors are now in demand. Okay, now when you see someone who has a knack for something, the person will do that thing effortlessly. When you see someone who is cut out to be a doctor, you see some people and tell them that, oh, this one you're just a doctor by default. And you see some people who just force themselves into that role. You can tell the difference. Okay, so that's just what I'm going to start with for now. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. I don't
Thank
know
you
if
so
Emmanuel.
much.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I don't know if Miriam has anything to add to that
Okay,
briefly.
yes. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll catch up after
Yes, we
this
will. We will
segment. Yes. All
definitely.
right. So let
We
me just
will.
add to what you said. You said something very excellent. Yes, talent is a natural ability, something that you do effortlessly, something that you're not taught, something that you just, it is easy for you to do without any stress, just like you said. And I think just to add to what you said as well, how can young people identify your talent? It's by doing. It talent is a noun, but it's by doing. That's how you identify it. It's by participating, getting engaged in the community, being a part of the ecosystem. Being a part because you cannot identify your talent if you're just not doing anything. You're just waking up, sleep. You have to get engaged. That's how youth identify their talent. And I would like to say something to every youth listening. You need to develop and take time to identify your talents early. There are different seasons in our lives. The first 25 years is a reason why we have 25 years, 50 years, 75, then a century, and all of that. The first 25 years of our lives are the times that we need to put in effort to identify our talent, know who we have, understand our purpose. That's the season of preparation because that's the time whereby you're not really worrying about paying bills, you're not worrying about marriage if you're not married, for example, you're not worried about children. It's just about you. It's about your parents taking care of you. It's about you developing. That's the time you go through, you know, primary school, secondary school, university. So if you're between the age of of course, like from age 0 to 25 is the time whereby we need to allow ourselves to develop our talent. Just to state an example, you see in schools, maybe like in the UK, for example, in Nigeria, you see children are allowed to explore, do different things,
Yes.
just like Steven said, go into painting, there's extracurriculum activities, get involved in this sport, in that sport. Now you realize that okay, oh, I think I enjoy music class more. Oh, I think I enjoy French class. Oh, I think I enjoy
Mm.
this sport, that sport. But by the time you're like 25, between 25 and 50, you're not really thinking about how to start learning new things. Like, of course, you learn new things, but you're not really identifying what is easy for you. Do you get? Because at that time, you're probably married, you're probably employed to get the job. Do you get to start, paying your bills and living? So this is just to encourage every youth. If you're below the age of 25, below 30, ensure that you identify your talent and start working towards it. So how can you identify your talent? Get involved, get engaged, start doing things, be actively involved. What are you doing with your time? You're not, so get involved and get doing things. I think that's what I'll have that's what I'll have to that. Okay.
Okay, I think Emmanuel got kicked out of the room. But while we're waiting for Emmanuel to just come, I'd like to say that one of the ways you can express whatever you've given is volunteering. Okay,
Yeah,
most times you might not
very
even know,
important.
you might not even know the exact thing you want to do, or you even have knack for something. But many people they don't want to serve. Okay, but there is a lot that comes with serving. You discover what you're good at. You discover how you can express yourself in different dimensions. You discover how you can multitask and do all sort of things. One of the things I've learned over time as a young person is I volunteered for quite a number of projects as an undergraduate, and I also led some projects. I have learned over time that, see, Stephen, all this thing you are doing with designing, it might not really be your thing, but you've learned those skills already. I think your skill is in managing people. So when you volunteer, when you work with teams, when you work on projects, it's able to express whatever is inside of you.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
some of your talents are indications of what you want to do next. Some of your skills are indications of what you're supposed to be doing next. For instance, if I had not taken up the path of designing, whatever, all the part I've taken in the past, I would not have discovered the management part of me. So it's always
Mm,
important for you to work with teams. The best time to volunteer your time is when you are still young, when you are still a student, when you are still an undergraduate. See, once you are above 25, like you said, it might be difficult for you to volunteer because at that point you are focused on to get
and the
money,
next phase of
you
your
want to get
life.
money,
Exactly.
yes, you want to get money. But once you are still a student, when you are still below 25, you can volunteer your time, share your resources, gain experience. Those things will serve as what we call brand evidence for you. Okay, so that when you want to apply for jobs in the future, you can now make reference to them. Okay, see, I work with this place, I've done this, I've done that, I haven't gotten a t-shirt on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just it. That's just it. All
Yeah.
right, so Emmanuel, we have you. I think we have Emmanuel back in the studio.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. My my network has been. I don't even understand, but so I have a quick question. As
Okay.
regarding my fear, should I call it fear? Yes, we've heard of. I don't know if we've heard of the Great Resignation, or we've heard of things like brain drain. Now I'm taking it back to where we started from, and then we'll just end it there, because the purpose of this conversation is to essentially see how young people can maximize their talent in Africa. I'm emphasizing that. Yes, we know that
Mm.
talent exportation is good and is going to be very beneficial to us as young people. But the purpose is, if all the talent leave Africa now and go abroad, nobody will be left to build the economy. Nobody will be
Build
left
Africa.
to actually help us. Exactly. So what do you think we can do? What are the frameworks? If you would like to mention, if you would like to mention government, fine. We know our governments have failed us centrally. But what do you think we can do to actually what do you think we can do to retain talent, maximize talent, especially for young people that are talented? For example, last example is football. Most people that play football, we have like Alaba, we have Dele Ali, who are skilled Nigerian players. If we have them in our team, but imagine them playing for England and playing for other countries. We need them. We need to retain such people. So let's start from Steven. Then Miriam will give her.
All right, thank you very much for that question, Emmanuel. I think one of our problem in Africa is the fact that we try to put everything on the government,
Mm.
okay, and we forget that it is people that make up the government. I was studying United States of America, and I think I stumbled upon is it documentary on men who beat America, and I realized that in the actual sense, it wasn't the government that beat America. It was people that decided to shape how the world is going to be for them through entrepreneurship, that shaped what America is today. The Carnegie, the what do you call this guy? What's this guy's name again? The Vanderbilt and so on. Okay, so I think for us in Africa, what we can start doing is one, we need to start focusing on our own problems. Okay, how can we do that? We have talent, we have skills. If everyone in our different corners decide to start solving our own local problems, we can we can extend that to the whole nation. Now let us look at this. There is something called critical mass. Imagine that in a community, let's say a community where you live, you have 100 youth who are solving one problem or the other in the community. This one is picking this other young person and say, okay, this is the way. And that person is inspiring this young person. This person is say, okay, guys, okay, even if you don't have quality education, I can teach you this thing. This one is another person teaching someone how to build skills. If we can collectively solve our community problems, it can extend to the nation and in Africa. Now, imagine that, for instance, I studied at the University of Lorry, where we have a population of about 45,000 undergraduates. Now, in a school like University of Lorry, 45,000 undergraduates, we have just a very few mass that are moving the school, moving the
Mm.
school in the sense that these are the guys organizing programs, these are the guys mentoring people, these are the guys saying, so this is where the buck is headed, these are the guys saying this is the way, these are the guys saying let us do this way. Imagine that we have more students doing that. Imagine that out of 45,000 students in University of London, we have at least 20,000 students that are saying, guys, this is what we have to do. This is how we can solve our problems. Okay, this problem is out there. Let us do this. There is a community around Kwara State I do go through almost every now and I discovered that, for instance, the community public water, there is a leaked tank that has been there for the past 4 months. So when I saw it the first month, it was just a tiny burst on the tank, and it was coming out gradually. And the last time I passed there, it was now worse. Now, nobody in that community is taking the initiative to solve that problem. The person is waiting for the government, and forgetting that the government are not the one using the water. It is the community. The water is serving the community. Now, at that point, when the tank maybe gets worse or the problem escalates, we will now put it on the government again. I know government have their roles to play. I know government have to shape policies and all that. But if we can start by our own self, solving our own problems, someone in Ghana is solving the problem, someone in South Africa is solving the problem, someone in Ghana is bringing innovative solutions to problems. We can we can make cultural statement for Africa. Now, one of the mistakes we also make in Africa is that we misunderstand what education is all about. What we see as education is going to school to get a degree. What we see as education is you being a medical doctor. But in the true sense, the education you receive is not for you to become a medical doctor, but for you to solve a problem. It's for you to be able to say, this is what is going on in the environment, and I want to solve that problem. This is they are normally going on, I want to solve that problem. But the education that we think we are receiving, or the school we go to, is that I want to be a doctor, I want to be a banker. And in fact, most time people go to school and just become educated people, just know what am I calling certificated illiterate, in the words of Patrick Utomi, Professor Patrick Utomi. Okay, but if we go to school to acquire skills and to solve our own problems, our narratives will change. If we go to school to build valid relationships, build multicultural relationship, we build relationship with people that are outside Nigeria. But ask a Nigerian, how do you go outside Nigeria? Do you know anyone in Ghana? And you want to go global? How do you even solve a problem if you don't understand what's going on in Ghana? How do you solve Africa problem if you don't know what's going on in South Africa? But if you're a Nigerian person as a student, and we have social media to our advantage, you can build relationship with people that are in Ghana, Kenya, and whatever. You understand their own problem and see how we can solve the problem together. When I published my book in 2022, February 2022, I never realized that my book is going to go beyond the four walls of Nigeria. And but most time I see myself getting feedback from Kenya, from Ghana, from Cameroon, I've gotten feedback from Dubai, as far as Dubai, on just my book. So this feedback helped me to build relationship with people from other countries and understand what problem they are facing in their own education system. And if we can look at Africa's education system, without just thinking about Nigeria, we can solve this problem together. Okay, so allow Miriam to
Thank you.
just shed more light
Yes.
on this question. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. That's a great one. And just to add to what you have said, I would like to start off by saying that government has actually really contributed to youth talent development and maximization. For example, many of us attended public universities that are affordable compared to public universities in developed
Exactly,
countries. So they're actually doing their
exactly.
best.
That's something.
And so just to also add to the question, like what framework can be put in place to help maximize the talents in Africa? I would say that in my opinion, there are like three major things: the policy, partnership, and support, mobilizing of resources. Now, policies. So certain policies should be put in place. For example, I know that there was a time in Lagos that I can't remember, was it during Ambody's time or someone who's first tenure? I can't remember because I was in Lorry. But there was a time in Lagos that your children were not allowed to, any child found hawking during the day was going to be arrested. Maybe their
Yes,
parents were going to be
I
arrested
think
or something.
that was Ambody's time. Ambody's time.
Ambody's second tenure, yeah. So imagine when you
Yes, yes.
implement a policy that makes a mandatory education for everybody. That's a framework that can help maximize, that can help to develop talents, that can help to, you know, help Africa. You're making education compulsory. Everybody, there are public schools. You ensure that everybody gets educated. And not just getting educated, it ensures that those that are training people are also well educated themselves. Not as if it will be that, okay, people that are not employed, because they are not employed, they will teach children. And it affects children. The fact that they are attending public school does
Yeah.
not mean that they have to be dumb. Does not mean they have to be, because we need to concentrate. Africa,
I went to a public school
yes, many
eventually.
of us are products of public universities and we are doing well, right? And we need to concentrate on the largest population in Africa, the youth and the adults. I know many of us are used to the fact that we're talking about adults now, but everybody has a role to play. For example, you see people that have retired, they're not doing anything. Those things they have learned. In those days, I was talking to a friend, and you see that some of our lecturers, some of the old professors were actually sponsored by the government to go abroad, to study abroad, and they came back to Nigeria. Now, some of these people can also be part of, they can have a way of training the youths as well. So policies that encourage talent development, for example, policies that also promote local content. Maybe when there is maybe a foreign enterprise in Nigeria, whereby you allow Nigerians to be part of the technical aspect of that country. For example, maybe in the oil and gas, you don't just make Nigerians the cleaners and those that are maybe janitors, but you ensure that Nigerians are actually actively involved so that it helps us. Another thing again is the government needs to provide partnership with institutions. For example, in Unilever, I was, materials engineering. There were some equipment that we did not have. Now, imagine if our schools are in partnership with schools in developed countries, whereby there are opportunities that, okay, if you have this grade or there are opportunities for you to go to developed countries, because there's no way you go to developed countries. You come back to Nigeria, you don't see the difference. I said that like the difference is glaring. So it is necessary. So we need to also have that mindset that I am not going to develop countries to just escape and feel like, oh, everything is at ease. When you go to developed countries, you have to work. You have to be able to live there. You have to be able to go through the laws and the policies that helps you to stay there. So when people get opportunity, so it's also very important to encourage people to go take short courses, come back to Nigeria, and implement those things that you have learned. It will help us. It broadens your knowledge because you are exposed. You are seeing how things are done better. You are seeing how people are able to turn waste to wealth. You're seeing how people are able to, be productive in the community. So I believe these are some frameworks, mobilizing resources, partnership, making policies, investing in local institutions. You get it helps. It helps, investing in us in local institutions as well, not just education, but like and encouraging development of skill sets. I think Lagos State, I don't know about other states, but Lagos State government have this vocational training, making it affordable, making research opportunities affordable. Another thing again, lastly, but I think we need to round up now. Another thing I also like to say that like another framework I think the government can do better, had to one of the things they are doing is creating opportunities for those that have gone abroad, those that have the experience. Whereby when you come back, you are not, it's not difficult for you to start up a business. For example, this landmark beach in Lagos is very, I don't know if those of us that have been in Lagos, landmark beach is owned by a Nigerian but has lived abroad for some time. But because this person is exposed, I've seen how this is a natural resource. The person did not pay for the water. I hope you know the Lagos water is there by God, right? But this person has seen how in foreign countries, how they're able to use their natural resources to make money, you know. And it's not just to make money, but when someone has a business, has an organization, you're able to empower, you're able to increase the economy of the country. That's why we need to establish business. It's not just for you to make money, but you also will add to the, economic impact, right? So this landmark beach, for example, he traveled abroad. I think he flew abroad. He lived abroad for some time. He came back to Nigeria and look at what he's doing in landmark beach. We need to be able to make not business friendly policies that makes it easy for Nigerian youth to be able to foster into making things work in Nigeria, not making things too difficult. So, investing in knowledge, investing in getting, you know, mobilizing resources. I think that's what I would have to say for some frameworks I think the government can
while making their
work
exit.
on
Please mind the gap between the train and the
for youth
platform as we
development.
disembark the train. Thank you for choosing Nigeria Wish.
Oh,
Okay.
Emmanuel is out again. Emmanuel is
Okay.
out again. Yes, I think while Emmanuel is out, let me just also add this that I think one of the things you're looking at as Nigerians is if at all you're going to be study, there should be that you're having to go and gain skills, gain exposure, build global connections and network that would help you to come back and help your own self and help your community. Because at the end of the day, if you leave totally and forget everything behind, at the end of the day, the country is still there. You still have loved ones in the
Yeah.
country. You still have families in the country. You can't go with
Yeah.
everybody. So you still have one person that'll be affected somehow, somehow.
We
So
all have
if you are
our
living
role
abroad,
to
it should
play.
be that
Yeah.
exactly we all have our role to play.
We
If we
all have
all
our
leave, who is our problem? If we all leave, who's our problem? So I had a great time today, and I had a great time with Miriam. Listen to her, and thank you very much, Emmanuel, for having me.
Thank you for choosing Nigeria Ways. We look forward to serving you again.
I think Emmanuel,
Thank
can you hear
you.
me? All right, all right. Emmanuel, can you
Thank you
hear
so
us?
much.
All right.
I'm so excited and I'm privileged to have brilliant minds on board. If we had more time, we could go on and on and on and on, and we'll never know that 5 hours has gone. So, I'd just like to say a very big thank you, and to everyone that is listening, please do well to follow Stephen Lawyer on LinkedIn, Instagram, I think Facebook, all social media platforms, and also follow Miriam Ashimi on LinkedIn. I don't know if she's very active on social media, but still follow her on social media platforms. Follow Lily Pad Initiative and read the scam project. If you don't read the scam project, go and So I'm sorry about the glitch. I literally had to change my location. We'll be moving straight into the next segment. I sincerely apologize for the network issues. We are in Nigeria. Thank God for some of our speakers in the UK, but we are in Nigeria. God will help us with network problem. So I'm standing at the moment, but it's cool. I'll just be introducing Testimony Adebi in a short while. Should be coming on board. Testimony is a scholar, a change maker, community organizer with a strong passion for self-development and career positioning. She believes there's so much potential deposited in everyone if they would reach in and unleash it through personal development. As a young, passionate lady, she has spoken to over 500 students, both at secondary and tertiary institutions, on productivity, career development, and leadership, out of the passion to see them grow and make better decisions. She's passionate about the sustainable development goals with a specific interest in Goal 4, quality education. She has organized and led over 3 sustainable projects that have benefited over 1,500 people: men, women, youths, teenagers, and children, both within and outside Nigeria. She has volunteered with organizations for social impact, such as the Oladepo Timilehin Foundation, Fame Foundation, the SME Impact Network, and so many others. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Testimony Adebi. Testimony, you are welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good. Yeah, we are still in the morning. Good morning, Testimony. So it's so great
Good
to see you
morning.
here.
Sorry, a minute. Okay. Uh, hey, Umata. Hey, wait, this is not on. Please let me on it. Okay. All right. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, I think Emmanuel is out. So, good morning, everyone. I'm
I can hear
so
you.
happy. Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you for the invitation. Um, okay, I don't know. Are you going to help me share my slides from your side, or I should
Yeah,
just go ahead?
I'm working on it.
All right, so I'll just get started then. So it's been an amazing session so far, from Veronica to Stephen Loyal and Miriam Ashimi. Um, I've learned a whole lot, and I will also let me enter the umbrella and also say I'm also studying at the University of Illinois, and Miriam happens to be my roommate too. And Stephen is a very good friend, and I'm so happy, very happy to learn from all of them. So this morning I'll be talking on designing your career portfolio. And so okay, next slide, please. So yes, meet me. So if you're looking at this, I'm sure you're going to be seeing two pictures. There's the first one at the, and okay, my left should be your right. So that picture was taken in, I think, 2019, when I just gained admission to study library and information science. And okay, before then, I'd wanted to study mass communication. Finished from hard class. I wanted to study mass communication. I'd applied earlier and I wasn't given admission. And the second time I was offered library and information science, and I had no idea it was even a course of study until I was given the course. And I was more like, okay, let's see how this goes. And I was also hoping to change after my first year. And so yeah, I was just there like most Nigerian undergraduates. Let's just see how this goes. But along the line, COVID happened, and one of my friends spoke to me. Oh, okay, we just got reconnected, and was like, "You're studying library and information science. If just let's just say you don't eventually switch to mass communication, what are you going to be doing after you leave school?" And then it dawned on me, okay, I think I need to find out some things. I need to start asking questions. So I'm going to be doing this for 4 years. I need to bring something tangible out of it after 4 years. So yes, I went on LinkedIn, and that's how I got on LinkedIn. I went on LinkedIn, and I searched for people who had studied library and information science, and I wanted to know what they were doing. Most of them could not give me, the ones I found could not give me something, really strong. So somewhere, I know it's more like, the normal, you study biochemistry, you're doing marketing, you study engineering, you're doing something else. But it was just, I could not find out to two people who were really doing something with it. I was like, oh wow, okay, I think I need to buckle up and let's become intentional about this.
And while trying to, become a digital librarian, for me, I, explored many things, and that's how I, let's say, landed into product management right now. And the second picture at the right hand was me at American Society for Quality, yes, University of Learning, giving a talk. And so, how did I go from, being a fresher that was clueless about what I was going to do for the next 4 years, to someone, who is been, for you to be invited for um to give a talk, because people believe you know something, and people want to learn from you. And so far so good. I've done so many things, and I'm still looking, to do greater things. So yes, that's me, and I hope you pick one or two things from this story, because I'm still going somewhere with this story. So the next slide, please. So yes, a career portfolio. So when Emmanuel gave me this topic, to be honest, I was quite confused, because when you talk about portfolios, what comes to mind is something, like investment portfolio, or maybe your portfolio as an artist, that shows like a collection of all your, great works and all those kind of things. But I found a definition that was very, very interesting, and it says it's a new way. Okay, it's a new way to think about, talk about, and most importantly, craft your professional future in order to navigate our ever-changing world of purpose. Okay, I'm reading something else. So, a career portfolio is a never-ending source of discovery and fulfillment. It represents your vast, diverse professional journey, including the various twists and turns, whether made by choice or by circumstance. So think of your career portfolio as like everything you've done professionally from start to finish, everything you've done, either by choice or by circumstance. For me, by choice, I wanted to do mass communication. I landed by circumstance in life and information science. By choice, I wanted to do something, like I still wanted to do something that I would be relevant, in the future. And I still tried journalism. Uh, it wasn't really it. I tried to code, wasn't really it. I tried content creation, like, okay, and finally I evolved. I like to say evolved into product management. That is where I am right now. So unlike what we usually have in mind before, is when they ask you what do you want to be when you grow up, and you're like, I want to be an engineer, and all your life you're just working towards that thing. So um life has gone beyond that. It's more of what are the skills you have, even though they're not like really you're not seeing your career as a destination. One of my friends would always say that you should see your career as like an opportunity to solve problems. And he will use this example, like 70 years ago, we had our parents that were very good at typing. Typist was like a career, like you're using it to make money and all of those kind of things. If somebody woke up and said, oh, I want to become a typist when I grow up, that person will be jobless today, because that has like that career, that job description has gone. So you're trying to look at what are the problems right now that the world is facing, rather, and how can I solve them? What do I need to do? Who do I need to become to solve this problem? So that's how you should think of your career portfolio. And it's not a destination, it's like a journey. Now, if I'm to talk about my portfolio, portfolio will include me as a writer, me as a speaker, me as an SDJ advocate, me as a product manager, me as a project manager, me as an on-air personality, everything that I have done in the professional space. So next slide, please. So you might be thinking, why should I build a strong career portfolio? So if you're looking at this picture, I don't know, I would have really loved for this to be very interactive and just see people's comment, but I don't know if that's possible, Emmanuel.
So what I can do is to send in, I would send to the screen anybody that makes a comment.
All
You
right,
see it.
all right. All right, thank you so much. So I don't know if anyone has seen this picture before, but okay, so this is a bridge that was built like years ago, and as you can see, the bridge has moved. Okay, I want to say it's water that has moved from where it was before. Now, is this bridge is like very strong, it's good, but is it relevant? No, it's not, because it's not serving the purpose for which it was built. Now, think of your career as like this bridge. You can spend 4 years, studying to become um I could have spent 4 years studying to become a librarian that would arrange books in the library. Yes, and I could have been the best at it, gotten my first class and all of those kind of things. But when I come out of school, what are my chances that I'm going to get a job that would sustain me? Chances are very, very slim. You don't want to build a career that is not sustainable, a career that is not success. You can so one of my friends would say, do not build a successful, outdated career. So for you, why you should build a strong career portfolio? Because the world is changing. Trust me, the world is moving very, very fast. And if you don't wake up, you'll be stranded. I always laugh when not laugh exactly, but just when I hear people say like there are no jobs, government is not giving us jobs and all of those kind of things. And I'm like, to be honest, yeah, nobody owes you anything. Your parents, no. The government, no. They gave you education. It's up to you like to figure the rest out. Even the university, they don't expect you to build a life out of every like just what they are teaching you. It's up, your future is in your hands. You decide what you want to do with your life. So you see that okay, the world is changing. What can I do? How do I stay relevant? Because if now that hustle strike has happened, I mean, many people are stuck. Many people, some people can't graduate. Some people were supposed to have graduated and cannot graduate. Does that mean they will not eat? They'll have to eat. They need to, look for a means to make income. And nowadays, it's not about your certificate. It is what you can do. So people ask you, what can you do? So if you do not have a strong portfolio, trust me, you are you are not setting up yourself for a really, really good future. So the next slide. Now let's talk about how to build a strong career portfolio. So the first one is to be curious. So remember when I was saying my story that I went on LinkedIn to find out what people were doing, especially people in the library and information field. And I saw plenty people. I think Damilare Oyedele was one of those people that inspired me. Currently studying an African Leadership University. So I was asking him a lot of questions. And one of my mentors, who's also celebrating his birthday today, and is currently a faculty at African Leadership University too. And I asked him, okay, this is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to go about it. What can I do? And they gave me advice. Okay, do this, do this. While doing those things, I found out, oh, I can actually write. I can start building. Okay, I can build my writing skills. I started writing, started doing that. Oh, I started asking questions again. What tech skills can I build? And someone, oh, why not try data analytics? Did that for like a month. Oh, it wasn't really going well. What else can I do? Why not try product management? Oh, this is actually very interesting. A lot of those kind of, because I was curious. When you feel like you know it all, like you feel like you don't need knowledge, you are going to be stagnant whether you like it or not. And uh and the way the world is, like, you won't even know that the world has left you. You just find out that one day you're like all alone. So like be very curious. What are people doing? What is the job market looking like? What are the problems that the world is facing? Oh, what are the skills? What are the trends right now? What's happening? Be curious, ask questions. I think LinkedIn is one of those platforms that allow people to reach out to industry leaders, ask them, oh, how did you get to this place? Oh, what can I do to achieve this? Be curious. So the next one would also be allow yourself evolve and explore. Now, all of these things that I've said happened within the space of 2020 and 2022. I tried to write code. I went back to the studio to try and do broadcast. Maybe mass comm will still work out. I tried to do data analytics. I tried content writing. trying to think about. I tried so many things, and that was how I was able to like get here. I did not like stay stuck in maybe becoming a digital librarian. Allowed myself explore. Oh, why not try this out? And one thing I see with a lot of young people, like we feel like we want to get it right on time. Like there's no like no pressure, there's no rush. You have like your whole life ahead of you. Try out stuff. Like you never know what you can do until like you try. Veronica this morning, that one of the speakers that spoke this morning, I was going to her profile and I was very like very fascinated. Like she studied law for 4 years and she's working at Bank of America. She's in the finance industry. Like finance industry. So yeah, if she did not, if she like stuck with law, she probably won't be there. She probably won't be on this summit that you are listening to. If she did not allow herself try, if she did not allow herself grow into it, give yourself time to grow. Give yourself time, to evolve. Just allow it. At a point, I felt like I'm just trying a lot of things. Everybody's like getting it, like they're doing something. When will I get it too? And my mentor was like, just calm down and allow yourself go through the process. Try this out. Stick with it until this is not like actually working out before you try something else. So allow yourself explore and evolve. So the next one would be build relevant and transferable skills. So during the pandemic, by trying to learn a lot of skills and all those kind of things, tried coding and it wasn't working. Then I spoke with Tomori Urel, and he said I should try writing. And I used to like feel myself and be like, I'm not much of a writing person. I'm more of this talking person. Let me just be talking and all of those things. But I said, there's no field you go into that you can avoid writing. And that was how I started writing. And writing is one of my sources of income, like right now, funny enough. And that's an example of a transferable skills. Another example would be sales. Try and build skills that, irrespective of which field you find yourself, you'd be able to monetize. You'd be able, that would give you an edge over others. Build relevant skills. I'm going to be using myself a lot for an example because I it's only me like. So during the pandemic too, no offense against people that do handwork and all of those kind of things, but at a point I was learning hairdressing, and I felt like I could actually build something that's a skill, can make money, but yeah, is it really relevant? It's probably is, but it's more of high effort, low yield, not so. The way the world is going, yeah, robots can make our hair, but really, do I want to waste my time doing that? Or you come and you say, okay, I'm trying to really think about skills that are not exactly it, but I hope you you understand what I'm trying to say. Build relevant and transferable skills that, irrespective of the field you find yourself, you'll be able to apply them. Then build a strong network. Like this should even be like number one. When you have people around you who are intentional about their growth, you'll be able to share opportunities, share resources with each other. Be like, oh, what are you doing right now? Oh, okay, I think you should try this out. And if you're like listening, like paid attention to most of what I've been saying this morning, I've made references to, my friend said this, my friend said that, and all of those kind of things. Because of the kind of people that I have around me, it's going to be like very hard to um just be there. So when you're surrounded with people that are also intentional about growth, people that are trying to stay relevant, like talk about the likes of Stephen Lawyer, talk about Miriam, like Miriam. So have people when you have people around you that are also growth focused, people in and when you are young, I think one thing that's also helped me is trying to build a network that with people from different industries, like people in medicine, people in education, people in tech, people in just build a strong network, people that have direction, people that that you can always like go to and ask questions, have mentors. Like if you're a young person, you should like have a mentor you can always ask questions. Yeah, times are different, but there are some things that you would experience that they have also experienced, and they will show you, they'll tell you to do this, and you would learn from it. So another thing is to learn to say no, right? So I've talked about, a lot of things that you need to do, and as you begin to become, intentional about growth, you see many opportunities that will jump on you. Plan your life. So when you like you have a plan, it will be easier to say, oh, this looks good. Yeah, it might be good right now, but does it take me closer to where I want to go? So in terms of opportunities, in terms of friendships, learn to say no to whatever will not take you closer to your goals. So okay, let me use this for an example. So yes, I also do write. I do content creation. I write for people and all of those things, but I do not see myself, doing that long term, like in the next 10 years I'm going to be writing. I don't think I'm not going to do that. And I've had to turn down a lot because I'm still learning product management, actively learning, and anything that would, reduce my speed or not take me closer to becoming an expert at product management, I can't do it, even though it's good for me at this moment. So I've had to like turn down job offers, like really juicy offers in writing. Not really, I can't take it. So learn to say no, because opportunities will come, things that look good will come at you, but you should know how to say no. Now share your journey and document your process, your progress. Like this is so like very, very important. In 2020, when I joined LinkedIn, I think I've spent about only 4 months in school. Is it 4 months? Yes, I think 4 months in school. And LinkedIn is a professional network. Like for people that are working, you don't really find a lot of students. And the few students that you find, they are usually maybe in their third or final year. And there was I, like if a fresher, but like what was I going to share? But I started with, sharing um my experiences, as a student, my experiences as a young lady, just sharing that. And as I started to learn stuff, I also started sharing. And the funny thing is, when I started like sharing on LinkedIn, was the motive was to, build my writing skills. But along the line, I found out that, sharing your journey and documenting your progress, like it helps you a lot. You're able to, track your progress. You're able to um able to inspire people. People can know who you are, like know what you do. Link Whenever like I'm also talking to large audiences, I'm always like, after this session, try and Google yourself. Go to Google, type in your name, whatever comes out. Now that the world is going digital, irrespective of whatever you're doing, whether you're in the career space, whether you're in the business space, you have to be discoverable. And if you do not share your journey, if you do not document your progress, I would strongly advise, you use LinkedIn for that. Share what you're up to. Like if you're not discoverable, like you are not your chances of getting most of the opportunities you want are going to be very slim. For instance, I had an interview on, I think, Wednesday, and someone referred me, and the person that referred me told me that, oh, this person already checked out your LinkedIn profile and is like very, very interesting. I was like, oh wow, like up to the fact we did the interview, he did not request for my CV. All that he went through was my LinkedIn profile. That was just it. And everything that was on my profile is maybe what I've learned from a seminar, a program that I took, certifications that I took, everything that I shared there has given him a picture of the kind of person I am, the skills that I have, and the experience that I possess. So share your journey, document your progress. Like it's very, very important. And just to had like showcase your expertise, where you can, like most importantly, like your willingness to grow, because the world is changing, and um most people that want to hire, because this is more like for those in the career space, are not looking for people that are just stuck on one. Oh, like digital marketing is the only thing that I can do, and like it's the only thing that I can do. That's the only place I can feature. No, those are not the kind of people that we need in the future of work. We need people who are able to, what's the problem of ground? Oh, I need to be a video editor. Maybe that's what the job needs. Oh, I can learn it. I can learn and do it. Like there's no problem. Sure, those are the kind of people that we need. We need people that are ready to grow, people that are willing to learn. Those are the people that we need in the future of work. So the next slide, I think, which will be the last one. Yes. So I've said a lot. I've said a whole lot, and there are a million reasons why you should not build a strong career portfolio. You're not supposed to hear that from me, but like deep down, there are a million reasons why you shouldn't, and there are a million reasons why you should. A million reasons why you should be like, the choice is still yours at the end of the day. Do you just want life to happen to you, or you want to happen to life? Like you get to decide. Start from somewhere. Don't don't just be spontaneous about life. No matter, okay, like, I think I would share this story, and like it made me really, really happy this morning. So a friend of mine, his name is Destiny Ugedengbe, and some of us, if you're also some of us that went to not public universities, not so good secondary schools, and a lot of those kind, there are certain opportunities that you do not have access to, and um he has that kind of background. And today he shared a post that he got scholarship to study. He's a lawyer, to study at Harvard Law School, and I was like so happy. There are so many reasons why he would have settled. Like, let me just struggle and just go through school. Let me just struggle and get this degree. Let me just struggle and get this job and just like be satisfied. But there are also a million reasons why you should go for something better. Trust me, there's something better than what you have right now. What do you say? Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I hope you picked something this morning, and I would love to take questions if there are any. And yes, you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, testimony. Thank you so much. See, my lighting is poor. I had to stay in this place because of network, but
So
it's
sorry
fine.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful session so far, and I have just like few questions from the comments and from what you've said. So you were saying something about the future of work, the future of work, the future of work, and I'd just like you to shed a little more light on the future of work, because there might be somebody who is watching and doesn't really understand what the future of work is about. Is it that, what is the future of work?
All right. So you probably have also heard of the fourth industrial revolution, rather. And when I talk about the future of work, like when we talk about job markets, for instance, we have, let's say you want an engineering job, or you want to be a salesperson, or you want to be an admin, you want to be, no, let me use the conventional terms. You want to be an engineer, you want to be a lawyer, you go to university to study medicine, you want to become a doctor. Those are the kind of jobs that we had. Those were the only kind of jobs we had before. Now we have roles like software engineering, we have roles like digital marketer, we have roles like venture capitalist, we have roles like data analyst, we have roles like um, cyber security expert. So I'm trying not to, you know, go too deep into the tech space, but I want you to see more like those roles he had before are now being enabled by technology, right?
Mm.
So let's say for instance, I wanted to be a librarian, study in the library. Can build a digital library, like put those books that we have in the library, put them on the internet, right, where anyone across the world can access those same materials. It's someone that would design the website that those people would visit. You are still doing the work of information dissemination. I hope I'm not going too technical right now, but
No, no.
yes. So um that's um that evolution has bettered new job roles. So you have somebody like a copywriter, like there are people that have left the country, like traveled out of the country just as a copywriter. Maybe they're working for another brand. You have branding experts. Like branding those kind of roles don't exist. You don't go to the don't did not exist before. You don't go to the university and go and study branding. Blessing Abeng is like doing amazingly well in that field right now. So the future of work is for you to be able to picture the same industries, but look at how technology is going to you know um transform their operations, and look for where you can still fit in. Now let me use another example that people can relate to. Let's talk about HR. For instance, when you want to apply for jobs, you go to those, they put vacancy in front of the company. You go there, you knock, this is my CV. Those times they carry all those big white files. This is my CV. You submit, and they'll ask you, long process. Now recruitment is being done differently. There are people that are recruitment agencies, like from the comfort of their homes, they are interviewing people for your company. People don't need to walk to the physical site. That's even if they have a physical, if the company has a physical site. So most of the future of work is still going to be the traditional roles that we had before, but are now being enabled by technology. So think about whatever it is that maybe you are doing currently. How can technology enable, make this work easier, and how can I fit in? No, how can I still stay relevant? Somebody can go to the university and study biochemistry, do chemicals and all of those kind of things. But coming out, like, we need people in the lab. But how many people are in the lab? We need people that can also use technology to like do some of these things, do research. Like research is already another big thing on its own. People that would analyze data and all of those kind of things. I hope I was able to answer that
Yes,
question very well.
absolutely. Absolutely. I because why I had to like um why I had to highlight that is because many times young people they hear the future of work, and this future of work thing, I can say I've been hearing it since 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but
Wow.
I never knew I never knew that it was because now it's no more for me. I feel like it's no more the future of work, it's the now of work because we're
Yes,
already in it. So
yes,
that
yes.
like the transition of implementing technological solutions to everything we do, HR, even real estate, even no
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is, there's just the technological aspect of it all. Now,
Yeah.
someone asked a question: what would you advise somebody who is just starting out in a career and wants to be part of the top 1% of the career? What are the things you advise
Very,
the person?
very good. I think I still have this question or this goal in my diary. Going to become when I was still trying to figure out library and information science. So first thing first, I would say find the 1%, the current 1%. Look for a way, and I've already said try LinkedIn for that. Look for a way to reach out to these people. Tell them like this is my goal. First off, you have to do your assignments. That's like look at their own career trajectory. What are the things they have done? What are the things that they did? you know Set your goals in that order. Do what they did, do what they did, yes, and try to do like a bigger version of that, something that is more an updated version of that. So while you're doing that, you can ask them questions. Oh, I love what you're doing. This is what I'm currently doing now. because this is a networking tip. When you are reaching out to industry leaders, reaching out to big guys, you don't just go to them and just be asking questions that Google can answer. Like, you must have first done your own assignment. Let's say, for instance, I want to become the number one product manager in Nigeria. When you're thinking about top PMs in Nigeria, you think about Mrs. Otokiti at of Flutterwave. Now, I went to her profile to go and check some of the certifications that she has. I won't just go to her and say, "Ma, I really want to be like you." And she's like, "Okay." So, like, you must have, like, first done something. I've done this and this and this. This is what I need. So first, find these people out, check their trajectory, ask them questions, ask people who are also in that field, ask them questions. Oh, what can I do? I'm just starting out. What are the kind of communities I should join? What are the resources I should use? And, like, build, like, have those people around you, and keep learning, like, keep learning. And as you're learning, try look for opportunities that will help you, um what's the word, is it practicalize what you are doing, that will help you apply the knowledge. Don't just learn and just keep everything in your head. Like, the best way to learn is to start. You learn, just start. That way, yeah, or just, like, just start doing. And I hope the person achieve
Thank
his or
you.
her goals.
Yes, the person will definitely. There's this stuff I was listening to yesterday. Okay, no, I saw it on Instagram, and then a lady posted and said that, people usually say success is predictable. Um,
Mm,
although I added to it, what she said was success is predictable if you do this set of actions, if you do these things, you will definitely arrive
mm-hmm.
at this
At
place. But
success.
but me, I just added to it, and permit me for adding to it. What I added was, as long as the grace of God is with you, because you can do a lot of things. If you don't have grace, you will end up.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to bring out from that story is, you've shared with us practical tips, practical steps, networking, learning when to say no, learning to prioritize, setting goals, and as many of those things, for to people listening, as many of those things that you've learned here, I've been saying it after almost every session. Ensure that you write down 4 things. What am I going to start doing? What am I going to stop doing? What am I going to do less of? And what am I going to do more of? If you can work with those things. And also, please follow Testimony ADB on all social media platforms. I think she's active on Instagram and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But you can also follow her on other social media platforms. She'll definitely respond to you. Thank you so much, Testimony. If you have any other
Thank you.
question, if you have, let me see if there's any other question. Okay. If you have any other question, please do well to send them in. I'll see if we can send it to Testimony and then send the answers back to you. We are willing to do that. Thank you so much. So, Testimony, have a wonderful, wonderful day. We are glad. Thank you. Guys, it's been 2 hours, 2 solid hours of back to back mentorship and informative session. Unfortunately, we've still not gotten the winner for our cash support. Tell your friends who have businesses there's free money on ground. You should come and collect free money. I don't know how we'll be begging you to come and collect money. So please, we are having the last session in the evening by 6 p.m. and we'll be having Emmanuel Unduka and Johnny Binosa. They will be our final guests. And like I said, this session is being recorded, so you can do well to watch it later. We'll definitely send them to you as well. So thank you so much for joining us. This is where we'll call it a morning. Don't let me say a day. We are not calling it a day. In the next 30 seconds, I would put would be the next 30 seconds would bring the broadcast to an end. Have a wonderful day. See you by 6 p.m. Bye.